Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about a very new release from Seiko, the Seiko Sharp Edge SPB165J1. This is the white dial model. And now let's talk about the spec first. The diameter is 39.3, so on paper it's only 1 mm bigger than the Sharp 033 or 035. However, it wears some much bigger on the wrist compared to the Sharp. I believe this is because of the very small bezel, and also the lug is quite big for this size. Uh, the watch is named Sharp Edge, and it has something to do with the lugs. As you can see, as you can see, there is not much of a curve in those lugs. There are very well defined edges uh, in between the different angle of the lugs, hence the name Sharp Edge. The side of the watch is high polish, whereas the lug on top is brush finish. I could not say this polishing is Zarasu level, but it's very well done. And the transition between the polish finish and the brush finish is very dramatic, a hallmark of Seiko. Now let's talk about the dial. I believe that the dial is what draws most people to this watch. It has a gear shaped pattern, as you can see here. I chose the white dial because for me green is not that versatile, and the blue one I believe doesn't look very classy compared to the white dial. Now let's check out the second hand. It has a blue second hand, but this is not thermal blue. I believe this is just a painted blue. However, it looks very nice under the light. Under certain angle, it looks slightly translucent, and hence even more beautiful than a thermal blue second hand. There's a bit of lume in the handset, and also the 12 indices. Not much lume, but it's enough for you to tell the time in the dark. I believe this is a bit unnecessary because the dial looks very dressy otherwise. So let's say if they go ahead with and change it to the dolphin hand of Grand Seiko, this one will look much dressier, and it will approach the Seiko-like level for a dress watch. I believe there's some anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal. It's not the best I have seen, but looks much better than those without anti-reflective coating. Now let's talk about the strap or the bracelet. I have swapped out the bracelet for a nice crocodile leather strap. This is real crocodile strap and not a crocodile pattern cow leather strap. I think it looks much dressier in this strap compared to the bracelet. However, I have to say that the bracelet is very well done. If you can see the clasp here, it doesn't have that gap that you normally see in the bracelet for the SAP 033 or 035. Fully mill clasp, and if you can see here, it's not just one straight line. There is some beveling uh, in the arms of the clasp, which makes it more comfortable on the wrist. It is a 5 piece strap, 5 link strap with two center link, two high polish center link. The rest are all brush finish. Solid end link, solid link. However, the links are held together by a push pin. Now you may think that push pins are not as good as screw down pin. However, I believe that it is the most secure way to hold the links together. So no complaint about the bracelet. In fact, this bracelet reminds me of the bracelet of a Grand Seiko. It's that good. Now, let's talk about the oh sorry, just now I forgot to mention the thickness of the watch is 11.3 millimeter. Very decent for Seiko watch. Normally Seiko watches are thicker than Switch ones, I find. However, this one is thin enough, and let me show you. On the wrist, it looks like a perfect dress watch. Here, not very thick. It can surely slide under the cuff. The lug width is 20 millimeters, so it's easy for you to swap out the bracelet for a leather strap. Now let's talk about the movement. This watch is powered by a 6R35 movement. It is supposed to be one of the best movement for a non-Grand Seiko, a Seiko level, like a normal Seiko, non-Grand Seiko. It has a 70 hours of power reserve, accuracy of -15 to +25 seconds a day. My experience with this movement is that it is not very accurate out of the factory. I think I've been a bit unlucky to pick up this piece because the accuracy for my Seiko is around 15 seconds a day. Not very bad, but a bit disappointing, I would say. However, the 70-hour reserve is a nice touch. It means you can take it out on a Friday evening, and you can pick it up on a Monday morning, and it's still running. Another disappointing feature of the 6R35 is that the date doesn't change instantaneously like some of the Swiss movements. Even entry-level Swiss movement like the ETA 2824 would change instantaneously. For this one, you change somewhere between 10:30 or 11:30 to 12 o'clock, around that range. Around 11 o'clock, yeah, you take like half an hour to 1 hour to change. That's it. Very nice watch, I would say. The price for this is retail for more than $1,000, but you can pick it up well under the retail price. In fact, I picked this up for slightly more than 800 US dollar, around 830 US dollar. A lot of people say that this might be a bit overpriced compared to what you used to pay for the Sharp 033, but for me, this is definitely a better watch than the 033 or 035. The finishing on the case is nicer, the movement is better, and the dial is what would distinguish it from a Sharp. You see, for a Sharp, there's not much of pattern on the dial. It's a very simple dial. However, the gear shape pattern in this dial makes it much dressier. Overall, I think it's a decent piece, and I didn't regret buying it. A lot of people are also fond of the blue dial version. So if you have a chance, if you have the budget, I would encourage you to consider this piece. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.